Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to automate the barn in Schedule 1. Now this is going to be a little bit of a tutorial. Now, you do have two choices you can take here. You can either go for the inexpensive route, which is going to be just your, generic grow tents, so you don't have to get any lights, you don't have to get any pots. Or you can go the more expensive route, where you do have to get your lights, your suspension racks, and your pots. Now, with the suspension rack setup, either get the LED grow light, you can get the full spectrum, or you can get the halogen. And so what that will determine basically is just the plant growth. So now obviously it's going to be a bit more expensive than the last tier. So the halogen is going to be the least expensive, with the full spectrum being the most expensive. So just depends on how fast you want the rate of growth. Now, of course, you have the plastic pot, the moisture keeping pot, and the air pot. Again, this is just going to determine the growth speed ever so slightly, but more so just the moisture drain. So with the air pot, it is going to be the fastest plant growth speed pot. However, you are going to lose moisture more often. However, for this automated setup, the moisture drain really doesn't matter because you are not the one watering the plants. It's going to be up to the employees. So you're better off getting the air pot if you do go for the system. It is a bit more expensive, but you do get faster plant growth. So just keep that in mind. However, for the sake of this tutorial, I am going to be using grow tents. So what you'll want to do, and this is the exact same method for the suspension racks as well, so don't worry about that. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to place them 4 in a row, and you're going to want to place them back to back from the last area, I suppose, the last cubicle, if you will. And so one thing to note here is, if you notice, unfortunately I can't have them centered with the column, but you're going to want to have it set up this way. It doesn't matter if it's this side that's away from the column, or this side that's, a side up against it. However, you won't be able to do that for this setup, or for this initial area, because of the way that these are needing to be set up. You can't force these any other way. I mean, you could have these set out, but then you're losing space down there. So all right, so let me just go ahead and get this other side set up really quickly. Now, I guess I should also mention, you are going to be needing 48 tents, or alternatively 48 lights, 48 pots, and 48 suspension racks. Okay, so now we're going to place the storage. So you're going to want to place the 2 large storage racks like this in between the tent and the wall. This is going to be for the employee to pull from. Now, there is going to be 1 employee set in this area for the 8 pots, and the reason why I have 2 large storage racks basically is just to allow them to pull from one, and the other one be a visual cue for me. So say if this one gets low, I can pull from this, move it over, or even just do a quick swap on the employee and have him pull from this storage and then refill this storage. Up to you how you want to do it. Both work fine. All right, so now to get into the chemists and the packaging stations. So now for this, you're going to want 4 mixing stations and 2 packaging stations. So I did actually change this around towards the end. What I found when making sure that the process actually worked is that it didn't work, and I actually got rid of 1 chemist, and so basically what was happening was I was needing to fulfill the multi-mix process, and I wasn't able to do that with how I had it set up, and I especially wasn't able to do it with the one handler. So what I actually ended up doing was I got 2 handlers instead of 1, and I cut down to 1 chemist. And I'm actually just going to go ahead and insert that clip here now. I think I have it figured out. I was looking at this process and it wasn't really working all too well, or at least the way I wanted it to. I wanted to have a multi-mixing station, and I think I've come up with something. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to pull from this storage rack to this mixing station. We're going to want to pull from this storage rack again to this mixing station. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to output this to this mixing station, okay? And so I am going to remove these. This was a part of my testing. And we're going to want our second mixing material right here, right? So we're going to want to pull from this and have it moved to that mixing station. Now what we're going to do after that is we're going to have the output on this mixing station get pushed to here, right? So now what we're going to do is we're now going to have the handler pull from this storage rack to move them again to the packaging station. Now we have to put an output location, and we'll probably just go ahead and have that here. So then what we could actually do is we could have the handlers move from this storage to another storage maybe up front. So that way what they're doing is they're basically just offloading everything onto here. And then once this gets too full, we could then go ahead and have them move that to somewhere up there. And that's just, that'll be like my cue to go ahead and grab it and do what I need to do with it. So basically what we're going to want is we're going to want the employees, after they're done harvesting, every single one of them to push the trimmed product right here on both sides. Okay, so now I actually just used 14 in the center here and then 6 on either side, so 12 total there. So there's going to be 26 storage racks just in this middle part here. And now, again, do bear in mind, this storage rack will be where they push the finished product, or not finished product, but you know, the trimmed product. This center storage can be for whatever you want it to be. Do bear in mind, this storage is going to be for your soil and seeds. So you can fit the 40 soil and the 40 seeds in one storage rack. So, and if you get the long lasting, that's going to be, I believe, 3 harvests. So effectively, that's going to be 120 harvests, right? So you won't have to fill up the soil for a while. The seeds, however, you know, you can't get away with using one seed more than one harvest, right? So if I were you, I would use this one next to it as just for seeds. Use these 4 spaces for soil. And then if you wanted to, you could then use this storage along the sides here for, again, soil and seeds. Fill this one up with soil, fill this one up with seeds, however you want to do it, entirely up to you. Now you could use this middle storage as the storage that you use for your mixing supplies. So that way you could just go ahead, keep them all here, move them over here. Hey, look at that, real-time change. You can even go ahead and throw one here. If you really wanted to, actually, you could. No, I want to go that far. So yeah, there you go. Add another one on the end here. Okay, so now I'm going to assign everybody. If you do not know how to do this part, then this will be helpful to you. All right, so now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to basically just click on the employee that you want to assign the pots to or whatever. And just go ahead and assign them all. As you can see, they can only have 8 pots assigned to them or drying racks. And to be honest with you, I don't think drying racks are worth it.
You be the decider of that. I don't think it's worth it.
All right, so now this is where the supplies comes in. So again, you're going to want to select the one with the soil on it. And then the bed, of course, just assign any old bed. Do. So that one. Now, don't forget, you do have to add money to this, or else they're not going to work. So I did actually forget to mention the bed layout upstairs, so here you go right here. Because now I need to move all these pots to an end location, right? So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to select all 24 of these pots on this side of the barn. And we're going to move them all to right here. Now the seeds, I have the OG Kush set up, so we're just going to add those. If you wanted additives, you can add additives. All you would need to do is use one of the racks behind me, or multiple of the racks behind me, and then just, you know, add your additives. Up to you. Again, because this is an automated system, I wouldn't recommend anything other than the fertilizer, because that's going to increase your quality. These other two are going to increase the speed, but you definitely don't want to increase the speed. Okay, moment of truth. Oh wait, I need to set up the outputs. My bad. So we're gonna want to output to there, and we're going to want to increase the threshold on that, with this output being to there. Once again, same thing over here. So move the output to there. Okay. And then move this output to there. Make sure your threshold is set to 10 on both. Packaging station, again, we want the output to be put there. And it looks like the output is already set. Let's just make sure that's right. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then so now what we can do is we can actually go ahead and set where they are moving from here all the way up front here. And once again, move from here to all the way up front here. So now we have it split. Started that process. But why not starting that process? Oh wait, did I not assign? That's my bad. I didn't assign that chemist to do this. There we go. Okay. So that should work now. Yep.
Just come back.
All right. So I just want to make sure that this does fact work. I want the whole process to be shown that it does work. We can already clearly see that this works just fine. Although this is filling up way faster than this can handle. So maybe instead of... Oh, no, yeah, we should be fine. All right, there it is. Now, both of these should move over. Yep. And so now, he's going to fill this up. Let's just make sure that he does it. Now, I should probably note, you're going to have to manually move the mixing. All right, so now it is good to see that he is, in fact, mixing this up. And I just want to make sure that it goes to the right location and does the right thing. All right, and there we go. So this setup, this layout, it works 100%. I had some hiccups along the way, but that's fine. You won't see those. I'm just going to show you the finished product. All right, so do a bit of a recap here. We have 8 tents set up per one botanist. We have the storage for the seeds, and we have the storage for the inventory that they are going to be pulling from. Then, of course, the overflow inventory just outside of their location. So now, then they bring the harvested product to this storage, where then the handler will pull this inventory and place it this mixing station. He will then pull from this storage, which holds our first mixing material, to this mixing station, which then gets pulled out from the chemist and placed to this mixing station, where our handler will then pull our second mixing material and place it on this mixing station, where after that is done, our chemist will then pull that second mixed material to the packaging station, where our packager will then package and move to this storage location right here, and they will move this inventory to up front here. And so basically what's happening is that inventory is getting split amongst 2 additional inventories to give us 3 double mixed finished product for us to then go either give to Benji or sell ourselves. So, and then of course we have our 8 beds up top. If you wanted to set up this location for the 2 other products that you can make in this game, maybe you could fit more employees in here. Maybe you can have a little bit of a more optimized system. Then of course, you know, you could get rid of maybe a couple tents and place their beds over there with the employees. Maybe that would work a little bit better, because these botanists are moving a lot faster than the chemist and the handlers can manage. Maybe I'll update this a little bit, but for now, this is what I've managed to come up with. I'll play around with it, and if I find a way to make it a little bit better, I'll make another video on it and just kind of showcase the changes. But for now, this is a way on how to automate the barn. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want me to try out other layouts with other products, or if you want me to try to, once again, like I said, I'll more than likely play around with this a little bit and see if there's a way that I can change this, and I will definitely let you guys know if I come up with anything. But yeah, if you want to see me do other layouts for other things, just let me know down in the comments. If this helped you at all, give this video a like. It lets me know that it did help you and that you want to see more of this. And for now, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this one here, guys. Once again, I hope it's helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.
Well, why don't you do it?